happy to report we are finally getting to one different project. Yes, it's a mess, and I started it without you, and if you can hear that, that's a little space heater I have that's not nearly big enough. So, first step in the old 5-speed swap-a-rainy is, well, if you want, rip out your seat like I did, and your console, you know, because you're going to switch it anyway. I dropped my steering column because you have to take out your brake booster in order to switch over to these pedals that, yeah, I may have already mounted and then forgot. But what I wanted to show you was something really awesome with these cars. Hopefully, all this mess, it'll allow me to show you. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, you see it sticking out there? That right there, this car is a factory automatic. However, if you pull back the carpet, looky there. Look at that piece. If you can see it. Darn it, I've already drilled 2 holes. Hold on a second. And there goes my pedals. Shoot. Let me move these pedals just a sec. Maybe it'll make it easier to see. Yep, it does. So, here we go. Now, looky right there. Well, I already drilled that hole, but look right next to that hole. See that cutout right there? Right there. See that? That right there tells you exactly where you need to drill your hole. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have got a good 5-speed swap over like I did, because I took my own parts out of that 87 that I had. You take out your brake booster. You'll need to drill 2 holes to start with. And they are a dirty mother. They are way down there. See that? Right? That's your master. They're underneath your booster. Now, you can probably use regular bolts, or if you're lucky, you've got this bolt with you. And you can test fit it. Lay down here. See that? The U-bolt fits perfect there. And that is factory, by the way. That is how it's mounted. This really isn't too bad of a job, especially since it has that already laid out for you where you have to drill. I myself, I'm going to use a hole saw bit, one of these, and that's what I'm gonna make my hole with. You can probably use a Dremel or whatever the heck you want. I'm just gonna use that, and hopefully it'll slide right in there. I'm also putting a new clutch master on, because if not, you're gonna be putting one of these in. If you did a swap like me, mine is original from 1987. I really don't want to roll the dice on something from 1987 hoping it's good to go. That's just not me. I can't do it. The part was like 50 bucks or something, or 60 bucks. I've been flirting with the idea of switching this thing out to a 5.3 with fuel injection. Why I've got it down, because, you know, I like to party. And how much fun would it be to have an iroc Z convertible 5-speed with an LS? Probably a heck of a lot more fun than a tune port. You know, 225 horse on a good day. I mean, I've kicked it around, but the only thing that's really stopping me is this beautiful gold Chariot over here. You know, the old 69. He's waited for 30 plus to get done. Not for me, because I'm not that old. I mean, you know. But anyway, I'm going to show you what I got here. After I get all this stuff done, I'll let you know how that hole saw belt worked. Hopefully it all lines up really good. And I only got to do it once. We're hoping. So we're going to measure once and cut 3 times. I think that's how it goes, right? And we're just going to see how that goes. Wish me luck. Guys, I'm happy to report we got that sucker on there like real quick. Like, look at that. I mean, it mounted beautifully. So we're going to go ahead and throw our booster back on. Then we're going to mount our pedals. Now we still have the automatic in the car, just because I want to clean up the transmission a little bit, and I've been working on everything. I mean, I've got my heater mounted in here. I don't have the heat or the gas for it. I've got half my bathroom walls up. I've got stuff to run plumbing. I mean to tell you, I almost have just a little bit too much to do. But you guys tell me you want more, I'll give you some more. And you know, I started recording these, and I hope I'm helping somebody, and I hope at least somebody's getting a laugh out of it by, oh my gosh, don't do that. I've done that before. You know, it ain't gonna work. We're gonna have to redo it. But anyway, the hole saw worked great. I recommend getting good name brand. I bought Milwaukee. They chewed right through like a fat kid on cake. I mean, it ate it up pretty good. Didn't take but a minute. And I just pushed back right there where that hole is. I ripped out the little piece right there, and you know, I went a little bit wider to give myself some wiggle room. I also went with a bigger drill bit for the bolt holes. One, to give me a little bit of leeway just in case I missed the hole just a little bit, because it's not exact science as to, you know, where they're supposed to be. It's pretty darn close, and I mean, it might be on, but you know, from the factory they didn't get these things dead on anyway. The bolt holes, that hole is actually bigger than that factory. It's kind of egg-shaped. This one's round. It'll work. So I'm gonna go ahead, throw the booster back on. We're gonna mount these pedals up, and we might just start removing an automatic transmission tonight. I'm not sure. It's cold, and here I am wearing no shirt because I like to party. You know what I mean? And it's got my logo on it. Hey, mines are up here. But anyway, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to hook the booster up, put the pedals back in. I also, let me show you this. I also put one nut back in the steering column to hold it up so I could drill them holes. You'll want them down to take the booster out. You'll want it up to drill your holes. It's going to make things a heck of a lot easier, trust me. But back to work, and by the end of this episode, hopefully we turned a 2-car or a 2-pedal car at least into a 3-pedal car. I'm pretty excited about it. So let me do that. I'll show you if I run into anything. Hopefully this worked all great. Well, kids, I don't want to say we succeeded, but we knocked this mother Fletcher out of the water. Look at this. We got 3 pedals. And whoop, whoop. Here's the factory bracket as well. Whenever you get the clutch assembly, there's a factory bracket there, and there's one that runs here as well. And they lined up perfectly. I mean, the hole lined up great. And I'm going to show you exactly why you want to replace that slave master cylinder. Because right there's your brake booster. See your brake booster? Do you see the slave cylinder at all? It's like way, I don't even know if the camera can see it. It's under somewhere in there. I promise you it's down in there, and it's way back, way underneath this thing. So if you relied on a 30+ piece of hydraulic equipment and it wasn't a wheel cylinder, I mean, a wheel cylinder, you can pop off a tire, a drum, and boom. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to bust the brake line. This sucker is buried underneath, oh my God, all kind of stuff. One thing you're going to want to grab if you're doing this 5-speed swap, if you're lucky enough to do it yourself, there's a bracket that actually goes right there to the master cylinder, right? 2 bolt holes, and guess what that's for? That's for your reservoir. And if I had bolts, I'd go ahead and stick them in right there, but I gotta find me some screws, throw in there. But if you want it complete, you want it done the right way, that's the way to do it. I hope that you guys can luck out and get the same that I did. This transmission is a 1992. I know that because I ran the tag. Let me see if I can show you. There's a number somewhere on this. Is it that one? There's some number on it somewhere I looked up. Anyway, you may have to Google it yourself where the number is, but I promise you there's numbers on there, and it'll tell you if it come out of an S10, which you got to watch. These transmissions look very, very similar. You can tell if it came out of a V8 Camaro, a V6 Camaro, a Mustang, an S10, a Ranger. This one came out of a 92 V8 Camaro. And you can look it all up online, like ways to identify a T5 transmission. It's actually kind of fun. And yeah, that's my nerd speaking. So anyway, I've opted to not really do any more tonight because I really wanted those pedals in, and honestly, that's probably going to be, it's probably going to be the biggest pain in the butt in this whole swap. Besides those center consoles, man, them things are a son of a gun to get out. But yeah, so we're glad that we did that. We got 3 pedals now, and honestly, I'm going to admit to you guys, an iroc Z convertible 5-speed, it's within my top 5 of dream cars. I'm not kidding you. First, of course, is my 69. Second is probably a 70 Chevelle. 57 Chevy's probably in there because that was really my first love. You know, my Trans Am that I have, only because it was really, really popular whenever I was in school. I never thought I'd have a convertible, so and maybe it's top 10, maybe. Anyway, it's in there. It's within my top 10, I would say. But you know, the more cars they make, the more I love, and that's why I have so stinking many. Anyway, guys, I hope this at all helped you. I actually learned something from this. I had no idea that that thing was underneath the carpet. And that a hole saw would work. I got it for all this stuff out here in the garage, and it worked wonderful. So I would absolutely, I went with a 2-inch hole saw bit. It fit beautifully. It's bigger diameter than I needed. There's a gasket on that master cylinder, so no fuss, no muss. It was relatively nice. I mean, it wasn't bad. hopefully you guys can get something useful from this. If nothing else, maybe just how to mount the pedals. They are tricky. The bolts, you're probably gonna need a long extension, a swivel, and a 15 millimeter to get those 4 bolts out from the back of the booster, brake booster. And the master cylinder, you're gonna take it off too, push it out of the way. They're 15 millimeter as well. So hopefully this helped you guys. I hope to God it did. And I'm actually having a lot of fun with this project already. I can't wait to take it down the road with this 5-speed in it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. If you got any questions, hit me up, man. I don't know if I'm gonna LS swap this real quick or not. I may not, I don't know yet. Mainly because that 69 is just, I have to get started on that sucker. I want that thing running and driving, hopefully within a year, year and a half. That would be just the berries for me. So anyway, I'm ranting. That's what I do, sorry. Guys, thanks for watching again. I appreciate every daggone one of you. And to all my fellow brothers and sisters, happy Veterans Day. Y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. And if you don't mind, is it down? It's in one of those. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. And be plenty more projects coming. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good weekend.